good, y'all? It's your boy Jay back at it again, and today we got the TradWives of Instagram by Ray Light Sean. You already know what the deals, man. Follow me on both Jay's there and Jay's here. Get tapped on my socials. And without further ado, let's get right into this video.
Epiphany while I'm doom scrolling through TikTok that I should probably stop using TikTok. Unfortunately, I have the dopaminergic receptors of a crackhead with ADHD because, well, frankly, I'm a crackhead with ADHD. So I found myself on Instagram Reels instead. Instagram Reels is basically a shitty, more conservative rerun of everything you've already seen on TikTok. So I'm really hoping Biden doesn't win this election. Make America great again. One of the subtypes of content that really stood out within this cornucopia, this cesspool, this copiousness of conservative content are the TradWife content creators. TradWife content creators espouse a more traditional view of gender roles. And by traditional, they mean a very small sliver of 1950s middle to upper class America after the majority of American women were kicked out of their manufacturing jobs in post-war America, relegated to household duties and smoking 3 packs of cigarettes a day. They imagine a world where the man's job is to make bread and the woman's...
thing is, like, if you want to be a traditional wife, that's cool, but it's not the only way to have a relationship. You feel me? Because especially nowadays with how expensive shit is and how the economy is damn near just gone, my nigga, like that shit not moving, like you're gonna have to have 2 incomes to keep a roof over your head and have food on the table. You're also gonna have a girl who makes one a party, go out, hang out with her friends, and that's cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? You don't, like, my wife doesn't have to be the quote-unquote traditional wife in every sense, because I feel like when you doing that shit, you siphon off a lot of good options and women that would actually be pretty compatible with you.
His job is to also make bread. Seriously, the amount of bread that's in these videos is ridiculous. If it wasn't for the alt-right adjacent text fetishizing the gender roles of the 1950s, you would think these videos are for an advertisement of some cottagecore bakery. So as I went down Instagram's TradWife rabbit hole, I noticed there were 2 distinct types of TradWife content creators. The first type are the text-only posters. These are kind of like those cringecore motivational posts, except instead of men writing that there are 2 wolves inside of them, it's men writing about how women shouldn't go to college and should only learn how to cook instead. That's not a hyperbole either. That's literally a real post I found from the account Submissive Christian TradWife.
You already know that shit is crazy, bro. God damn. Oh my, bro. Holy fucking paragraph. God damn. Long ass shit. Your daughter doesn't need degrees. They need to learn how to cook. Wow. That is insane. Bro, that is wild.
Don't need a degree.
Excuse me. Your boy just had some of that good Mexican rice. Had to get some energy back. Had a good ass workout, boy. Oh, yo.
They need to learn how to cook. Everyone, let's give a big congratulations to Jimmy for graduating. Joanna, what did we tell you about leaving the kitchen? But I literally baked the cake. Get back in there right now. I graduated Harvard. We're not supposed to hear you over all the bread you're making. I feel like this account overlays all this text over a rainbow background to disguise the fact that this is terrible advice. Strive to be his arm candy. Make
like,
his...
I feel like some of these traditional wives, it's like they want these women to be like servants on some, not wives, like nigga servants. Like that shit dead ass be from me, bitch. Like, I'm not even gonna hold you, my nigga. They be like, your girl can't have, you know what I'm saying? Like, they be talking about some, yes, you know what I'm saying, your girl, she should not be going to parties, she shouldn't be hanging out with her friends, she can't do that. Like, goddamn, nigga, do you want a girl or a slave, my nigga? Goddamn. Someone was texting me my fault, but damn, let your girl have fun. Like, I feel like a lot of dudes who buy into this traditional wives, you gotta do this, that, and the third. It's insecurity. It's disguised insecurity. And that's not me saying every dude who wants a traditional wife or a guy who has a traditional wife is insecure. No. I'm just saying that a good amount of these dudes who want a traditional wife and they won't opt for anything else. It's like you're insecure that your girl's gonna cheat on you and that this X and Y and Z is gonna happen because she thinks, because y'all are both working, that she's better than you. Like, listen, bro, that's not you. A lot of this shit you making up, man. Like, you can have a healthy relationship if both of y'all are working. You can have a healthy relationship and she's not the traditional wife. And now this doesn't mean you need to have a girl on the complete opposite spectrum, but it does mean you can compromise and have some level of balance between the two sides. You feel me?
Priority yours. Be his trophy wife. Accept discipline sweetly. I'm sure these would have a totally different vibe if I just changed the background.
Make his priority yours. Be his trophy wife. Accept discipline sweetly.
Traditional womanhood is about embracing our roles and choices without judgment. We are united by our values. Instead of tearing each other down, let's support.
They leave out in these posts. They leave out when dinner wasn't made, the husband would smack his wife. Bro, they stay there. They stay not including that shit, bro. They don't include that whatsoever. That your husband at any time could just slap the shit out of you and there's nothing you could do about it. Like, they stay leaving that shit like, nah, but we gotta hold on. I gotta pull up the clip. Nah, but we gotta pull up the clip. Like, they be forgetting that back in these eras, the traditional wife, the wife of the pre-industrial era, money, they be forgetting that, like, bro, they stay leaving out, you know what I'm saying, all the bad shit the woman had. Like, bro, they be forgetting that women before, you know what I'm saying, before they were able to go into work, a lot of women were dead ass, like, society, especially in shame-based cultures like India, Japan, China, they basically said, look, bro, as the husband, you're gonna sacrifice yourself for your family, your dynasty, whatever, right? Do not bring shame on your family, and in return, your wife will be your servant, my nigga. Foot binding, female genital mutilation, they did all that shit. All that, my nigga. All of that. Like, nah, women historically have been treated like dog shit. Like, yo, that shit wild. Like, nah, bro. Hold on. I got the clip. Nigga, bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro. They be treating, they treat your girl like dog shit. I ain't gonna front, like. Hold on. Nah.
I was raised in a broken and abusive household.
Bitch, this chicken is cold! No, that's what they do to their wives if the dinner wasn't perfectly crispy. You accidentally burn the meat. Oh, bitch, the chicken is cold! I know it's not funny. I know it's bad. But they stay leaving that part out. Of the, you know what I'm saying, the compromising and all that.
Inspire one another. Poignant words indeed. Let's read another. A wife who is the main breadwinner is not a traditional wife. She is a traditional husband.
I think a lot of these people believe that your girl is automatically more masculine than you just because she makes money or makes more money than you, which is not true. Like, money in and of itself doesn't make you more masculine. Like, I understand that men are, you know what I'm saying, historically are the, you know what I'm saying, have been the protectors, the providers, the breadwinners. But a lot of this is because women were not allowed to work. Women were just dead ass not allowed to go into the workforce. And the only times women, at least in this country, historically went to work in mass was the start of the Industrial Revolution during the low-wage system, which was a factory system which widows, unmarried women would work in factories day and night in bad conditions. The Revolutionary War, when all the men were fighting each other or fighting the British. The Civil War, when all the men were fighting in the field. World War II, when all the men were overseas in Germany, North Africa, and the Pacific Ocean. Like, women historically have only worked in mass when the men were at war. And now is the first time in history, at least in the Western societies, where women are now allowed to work, allowed to have their own jobs. And of course, stuff is going to change, right?
Remember, guys, let's make sure to support everyone's paths and choices in life. Unless they want a career, in which case they should be dragged into the town square to be tarred and feathered. And that's really the real problem I see with this type of content. Being a housewife is not a problem. Being a caretaker is not a problem. Sacrificing a career or pursuing a life where you're a stay-at-home parent is not a problem. What is a problem is TradWives content creators heavily implying that women who don't abide by these traditional gender roles are not real women.
That's my point. If you want your girl to do that, she don't gotta work, you like the traditional wife, that's cool. Like, I'm not clowning or hating on niggas or women who want to be traditional or adhere to traditional values and, you know, customs. My issue is when these people in this section of the internet want to clown on everybody else for not having a girl or they man do this, but you need to understand that people have different brain structures, people think differently, people have different living situations, people have different values and what they value and how much they value it. People are at different stages of their lives. So to sit here and say that, oh, your girl has a job and she has a career, like, bro, chill. People like different things, man.
Or aren't good wives, especially when these standards were created by and for men, idealizing a time when women had less rights than children do nowadays and couldn't even open a bank account without their husbands present. It gives the feeling that these types of trad wife posts are literally just alt-right fan fiction written by men. A proper wife eagerly receives pleasure from her husband and shows her gratitude by displaying her ecstasy for his pleasure. Ew, God, dude, keep your fantasies on Reddit. I don't want to hear about
Freaky ass nigga, bro.
I'm sure the girl who wrote this is as real as the AI generated picture in the background. Another common theme I see in TradWife Instagram is making sure that every action you take as a woman is either to get a husband or to please your husband. Get fit and attractive for your husband. Dress cute for your husband. Lead the French to victory at the Siege of Orleans, regaining the initiative and ultimately achieving victory during the 100-Year War. For your husband. The second type of tradwife content creator are the infamous tradwife influencers. These are your SD Williamses, your Pearl Davises, your Soli Whites. These are the actual faces behind the tradwife movement, and their content usually involves them telling you to submit to your husband and how it's bad for you to get a degree and a job while they make bread online. And I'm not talking about the edible type. Okay, I may also be talking about the edible type. That's right. These women have made it their careers to tell women to not be financially independent while they make thousands.
That's the issue I have. It's like you're telling all these women to never work, don't get a job, just get it for man. The thing is that what if you get a man and he's not making enough? What if you didn't have to, put your shoes on, stretch your neck and get in the field and get a job? Like, that's my issue with these tradwives. They come from the perspective of, oh yeah, well you don't need to work a job. You just let the man do it. Yeah, but your husband is making probably 6 figures and up. Not every man is making 6 figures and up. Like, yeah, you don't have to work because your husband's making money. But what if you have like a female friend who takes your advice and she has like a man who's only making like 48,000? Like the perspectives and the values y'all are coming from, it's like it's 2 different situations. So trying to apply the same logic and reasoning to both, is not gonna work. Like, and that's the problem I have. They preach that women shouldn't work and that you should just be reliant on your man for everything, which it depends. Like, that's the answer I have to a lot of it depends. If that's the life you want as a woman and you want to be submissive and let your man make the money and do the decisions, that's you, right? I'm not gonna judge you for that. But I'm also not going to be mad at a woman who wants to take initiative, focus on her career, and to build her wealth up, right? It's your life. You do what you want to do. Like, I don't believe in micromanaging what people do on an individual level, so long as they're not breaking any laws, hurting or harming other people, and not being nuisances. Like, I don't, like, you do what you want to do, but, like,
thousands online peddling this information. In my early 20s, I didn't get drunk, sleep around. Instead, I changed diapers, cooked and cleaned, was a full-time homemaker. So you were fucking lame? Loser. I'm just playing around. Full respect if you want to pursue that type of lifestyle. But here's the thing. You could feel that superiority complex oozing out of the screen. So what if you sleep around in your 20s? So what if you like to drink sometimes? Doing that stuff in your 20s doesn't inherently make you less of a mother or father when you do eventually become one. And these influencers always end their posts with a Bible verse to back up what they're saying. I didn't grow up in
a lot of this is because they believe that the external habits you do or the external things you do dictate the internal ones, the exact opposite. It's not the habits you engage in dictate your life. It's your mind and what you value and what you focus on dictate your habits, which then change your life. They have it reversed. They think that, oh, you drink and you sleep around, you're going to be a terrible mom, when it's actually you might sleep around, you might drink, but that doesn't automatically make you a bad parent. Like, it doesn't like, it's not a direct correlation. This is not me telling you that you should get drunk, have a lot of sex, spill your fluids, all. That's not me telling you that, right? I'm just saying that they believe that if you even drink or engage in any of the degenerate activities that a lot of people in like their teens and 20s engage in, you're automatically setting yourself up for failure, which is not true.
Religious family, so maybe I just don't understand, and I'm not exactly sure if this is like a legitimate way of making your point, but I would just say look up Ephesians 6:5 to why this might not be the best idea. Not the best advice from the big guy up there. The problem is they think that they are best advice from the big guy up there.
Let's read this. Slaves, obey your earthly masters with respect and fear and sincerity of heart, just as you obey Christ.
The problem is they think that they are free when they work for their boss, but slaves when they serve their husband. Yeah, the difference is if your boss is an asshole, you can get a new boss. If your husband's an asshole, he's still your husband, but maybe not for long after all this bread you're feeding him. Thankful to the 24-year-old who married me at 18 so I could finish growing up by his side.
Ref, foul on the play, 10 yards back. Nigga, what? Like, 18 and 24. Like, if I was 24 years old, I couldn't. If I'm at that point where I'm done with college and I'm a grown adult, like I'm living by myself, I got a full-time job, I could not imagine getting in a relationship with someone who's either in high school or just got out of, like, I feel like the maturity gap, the like differences, like I just think I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. And that's coming from someone who's a junior in high school. I feel like the gap would just be too big. And why did she feel the need to add finish growing up like that ain't it. That ain't it.
And this is what I like to call grooming. Dude, you just said the quiet part out loud. There are just so many things that are inherently wrong with this that I don't even need to go into. I'll just say this. I feel like this poor girl could have really used a best friend before she was making this decision. So how old is this guy? 24. And how old are you? Almost 18. So you know you're basically still a child. Yes. And you know this is basically illegal. Yes. So what do you do if he asks to marry you? Say yes. No. I'm just curious if you have a plan if your husband unexpectedly passes away or maybe is permanently disabled due to an accident. And of course her answer is a Bible verse. Honestly, I kind of envy these people. I too wish I could have a blissful state of denial all my life. My anxiety would be gone. Shit, I mean, that actually sounds like a good idea. You know what? I've changed my mind. I'm actually pro-traditional values now. But why stop at the 1950s? Let's bring back the traditional values of the 1910s, when women fought for suffrage and
I'm good. I'm black. I'm good. My black ass. We do not need to go back to the 19. Nah, I'm good, bro. Nigga be talking about some. We need to go back to tradition. Nigga, I'm black. I'm a minority, nigga. I'm not trying to get lynched for looking at a white woman, bro. I'm good. I'm good.
Join the workforce in mass to gain more independence. Been in flux throughout the dawn of existence.
Like, the traditional values they adhere to is one of a very... The traditional wife they refer to is just one post-World War II, 1950s America before the hippie movement and, you know, the 60s and 70s came along.
We're all just figuring things out. And at the end of the day, we're all just monkeys with anxiety. Anyways, that's all I have for you guys today. If you're still here, thanks so much for watching. Make sure to not burn that bread in your oven, and I will see you in the next one. Okay, bye.
WVid, bro. WVid by my dog. But with that being said, it's your boy Jay. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. But with that being said, stay healthy, stay wealthy, stay blessed. And I'm out.